Welcome to another episode from our Ionavation Podcast, where we interview different entrepreneurs and get their takes, experiences, as well as advice for future and young entrepreneurs. So I'm your host, Toni Fullerton.
I'm your co-host, Pagan.
And here we have a very special guest with us today. If you can please introduce yourself and what you do.
I'm Indaria Jones. I'm the founder of the Creators Lounge and program manager at Syracuse University Couri Hatchery Incubator.
And walk us through your background. How did you end up to being an entrepreneur as well, working into that incubator space?
I'd say very much really starting with wanting to create another stream of revenue for myself, which started with a clothing line that's built its own community, that formed into workshops for that community and led to an incubator.
So, I would because you're part of the Creator Lounge, what do you think is a pitch that, the difference between a pitch that is overlooked and ones that investors believe in?
Investors look for a good story. And most folks might think all the components of a pitch is the story, but they want to hear the founder story or even a story, period. And then knowing that you understand the problem out there. I say that.
And how did you go about identifying this problem that you found in your community that you were then able to address?
I think I just had my eyes open and my eyes and ears open to problems. And I'm very much have always been solution oriented, and I'm just an executor. I like to do things. So as things arise, I just went and solved that problem. I didn't really know too much at the time that was entrepreneurship. That was innovation. That was creating an avenue for sustainable revenue. I was just doing things, trying things in a nutshell.
I think that is very valuable. I feel like a lot of people see entrepreneurship as just starting a business, but it's it starts with the small steps of seeing something that you're and then letting that linger and actually doing something about it and not just complaining and ranting about something.
Yeah. That's true.
I would say while you were speaking about the solution and everything, I just rewatched the movie Meet the Robinsons.
Okay.
And I just realized how entrepreneurial that movie was. And so what I would say is how many times has your ideas for solutions end up either failing and then you continued from there?
Yeah, with my real estate development, and I know I didn't talk about that today, I lost a lot of money and I failed. But I had some wins with that and I walked away. And most folks, even my students are what? And I'm but I learned many lessons and I'm fine. I'm ready for the next thing, even more than when I started my last project. So, I think it's harder when we hold on to things when they're not working, than to let go and start over with something else with what we learn. So I'm all for trying and failing and trying again. Actually, my favorite quote from Denzel Washington is, "Without commitment, you never start. But without consistency, you never finish." And he says, ease is a greater threat to success than hardship. And in that same speech, he said, keep trying, fall down 7 times and you get up 8. And I think I heard that speech very early on in my entrepreneurship journey. And it was just one that stuck with me. So maybe the answer could be finding a mantra. So.
And do you think that's what allowed you to get into this? Because I didn't even know you were into realty. I was just the incubator.
Yeah.
So that would allowed you this of being able to take failure so head on. That allowed you to diversify what you are, the industries you're getting involved in.
Yeah, I think so. I think, and just being willing to try and being willing to execute, knowing that not everything is going to be easy and not expecting it to be. Always being a learner and looking out too when you don't have that information from the left and the right, or within your family or within your friend circle, not being afraid to ask and explore mentors and read and different things like that too. I think those are things that have helped me along my journey. And I would say not really intentionally in the start, but looking back, I can see.
That's what we talk about a lot here at Iona. It's like network. So I was finding those people to put you on that path, especially here in the Hynes Institute. Yeah. It's all about, like, your professors are not just like people teaching you something. They are entrepreneurs. Yeah. So it's like, take that chance and pick their brain about things so you can actually learn more than just like what a syllabus says. Yeah. But take away something personal.
And don't get too caught up in learning too. Some folks will cripple themselves into thinking that they have to have everything figured out, or they have to take this master class and this master class. Just like some folks are obsessed with like self-help books. It could be the same for entrepreneurs too, when perfection is just a disguise sometimes, or procrastination could be a disguise as just being a perfectionist too. They go hand in hand. So you just have to be mindful of that too. Yeah, not saying you are, but just generally. Yeah.
And so shifting the conversation a little bit, like to young entrepreneurs and like how you've seen them. Are there any like type of trends that you see on young entrepreneurs having their ventures when they're starting out?
I think, no, I don't really focus too much on trends because I like to understand the why someone's doing something, and most of the time that's not trendy, even if it is. But you know, AI is popular now. But I don't know. I haven't really focused too much on trends. There is the creator economy though, that is huge. People and students are making money now, which has not happened before, off their phones and Instagram, and generating revenue off views and your own just lifestyle. I think that's new. So now folks are trying to like capitalize on that, and a lot of students are doing it by themselves too. So that's a huge one, I'd say, actually.
Yeah, I know here we have a couple like influencers. I know someone who's an influencer, like she smells different perfumes. Yeah, that's her brand. I know CEO just had their pop up in which we had bakers as well as fashion and people in the fashion industry selling what they're creating. So it's like a big thing that's popping up. Yeah,
if you can be a creator, if you were an influencer, because content creators aren't always influencers either, right? It's just you creating content and you building a following off of who you are authentically. So what would that be for you? I know
you go.
I go first? So one of my core things I realized earlier on in life is I generally like helping people. I will try and go out of my way to help people, and like, I wouldn't say make sacrifices, because it depends on who I'm helping that I will make that sacrifice. And so that's would be the core of like what I would want to start with as I'm making my content creation.
Now there's a guy that does content that helps like homeless folks. Have you seen that one? And they're like going viral.
Is it the one who goes up to like the restaurants asking for food? Or like, can I get this much orders?
I've seen that.
I didn't see that one. It was a guy, he goes to like homeless people and he asks them for $1, see if they're going to give it to them. And if not, then he gives them
and
like
he does the
money.
same thing with like tickets.
Yeah.
I've seen him too. Like, you know which one? I think he does a lot of videos as well. He'll be in like a grocery store and be like, "Oh, I need to buy this thing for my cat.
Yeah.
$1." And if the person gives him $1, they're like, "Oh, he's like, why did you help
Yes,
me?"
yes,
And they're like,
yes.
"Oh, because you need it, blah, blah, blah." And he's like, "Because you helped me. Like, here, keep your dollar. I don't need it." And then he gives him $1,000. Like, you see that, dude?
I haven't,
gotta
but
look
I
at
may
that.
have. It's like, it sounds
yeah,
familiar,
yeah,
but
because
it's
like I've seen his videos do
Mm-hmm.
that one a lot before. I've seen the ones where he'll go to someone who's homeless and then being like, "Oh, can you help me?"
Yeah.
And they help him, so then he like blesses them like $1,000 or with food and blah blah blah.
And
blah.
he's not using his money to do that either. Like his last video got like 90 million views. And the viewers are the ones that's donating for him to give. So that could be a good thing for you too.
Future.
Yeah. Well, we can get back if you want, or unless you
No, I got. But my content creation, I was just thinking, I was like, what do I do? Like, that's interesting enough to be like share with anyone or be inspirational. So I say the same thought as anything I do in life, but always about being like helping someone else and helping others. And it's like one thing I popped up right now is just like something like faith-based, like daily inspiration, like yeah, life is hard, but like there is like the sun is going to rise.
I love
there
that.
is joy in the
Yeah.
morning. So something along those lines of just like constant reassurance that like it gets hard, but the hard must come to an end.
Right. It must. I'm working with a student right now that has a blog with daily devotionals, and she's been posting them. And I'm like, girl, you need a subscription on that. And then I forced her to do a launch party on October 22nd. And she's going to put some of her devotionals on t-shirts, and sell them. But we're going to create samples and then pre-order.
Of course.
But, I love that, content around faith.
Yeah, that's why one of my first, one of the first companies I've currently starting is scrubs and stickers.
Nice.
So I like make faith-based stickers, and that's like what I was selling at the pop-up.
I love that.
Because I saw that a lot of stickers are like very colorful and flowery. And I'm like, I'm not that type of colorful person. So I just wanted something that was conversational, got to the point, and you can just like slap them anywhere. So.
And even like if you're at a coffee shop or something and someone's having a hard time and like it's laptop to laptop and I can see the laptop across from me and it's a, cool sticker, like an inspirational sticker. I love that.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so like, honestly, I was thinking about that more because like I did buy a sticker from her. It's really good. I won't lie. Kind of.
I want to buy one. Do you have one?
Unfortunately,
oh my god.
We'll talk.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, see on with the question. So, I heard that you've like been recognized by many major industries. So I was like wondering how like that visibility has shaped your journey throughout like anything or everything, and what advice you would give to actually women entrepreneurs who want to like focus on their credibility and stuff.
Yeah, I'll say, you have to be fearless. I think there's a lot of things that we think of generally, culturally, and especially as women, that can stop us or hold us back from going after opportunities that are for us, right? And so, and that we're more than qualified to execute and handle. And so, we just have to stop telling ourselves no before trying and just do it. And then, also not allow, to a certain extent, others to tell us no too, and keep trying. And so, live your wildest dreams, applying to Forbes. In my lounge, I had a bunch of different like art gallery around, and I had Warren Buffett on mine. Of course, Jay-Z. I talked about Jay-Z a lot today because I love Beyonce. So all my friends are always like, don't talk about Beyonce. So, but, I had a photo of Jay-Z, on the Forbes cover with Warren Buffett. And then the year later, I got into Forbes in Detroit. And, that wasn't even like intentional, but then was it? It's like, who said that you can apply? And I think we tell ourselves that, but why not? You just never know.
And there's power in like speaking things into existence
Mm-hmm.
and like seeing where you want to be and continually as you have it in your base, you're like, that's what I want, that's what I want.
Yes.
It's like things will align because you internally are like committed
Mm-hmm.
to saying like that is what I want.
Yeah, and your subconscious listens even when you think it's the smartest part. So you can't even trick yourself into not tricking yourself because it just knows. So it's okay. Some people don't like the fake it until you make it, but that could be affirming your subconscious all the time that this is for you. You can do this. Why not? Why not you? And I'd say that'd be empowering to women and then all.
Yeah. I mean, for me, because I'm a man, but like, I agree with everything because honestly, one of the things I say for myself is I'm my like greatest worst enemy. So it's like pushing past that to continue on through everyday life to like, whether it be entrepreneurship or just school or relationships with friends and family. That's why like gets me moving forward through like everything.
Yeah. And we all are. I think we're all our greatest critics often. Because no one really knows us like us, but that's when you can lean into a little bit of that external family for people, if you have friends and family, to remind you also who you are. And look in the mirror every now and then and be okay to flex too. You know, like even when I'm working on pitch decks, I tell my students, I just had it on our whiteboard. This is where you flex. Flex now. Like I'm breaking down their problem, their solution. And then when they get to traction, I'm like, flex. Like, don't hold nothing back. This is your moment. This is what you've been working on. And I think sometimes we're afraid to do that. Just because, you know, some folks just want to be humble, or then, you know, a lot of really skilled people are also people pleasers too. And then that can hold us back. But yeah, you just can't let it. It's natural, but then catch it and go for it. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you. I hope this was okay. Yeah.
So for more content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe at Hynes Institute on YouTube, as well as follow us on Instagram. Thank you for watching.
Bye.